Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale with finally a very, very popular request by you guys, the viewers, my subscribers. You guys want subscriber versus pro. Today, I am going to make that happen for you guys, and let me know what you think of the format. If you wanted to see it changed a little bit, feel free to drop me a comment in the first hour. I'll make sure that I read them and try to respond to as many as I can. Anyway, first pro on the channel is going to be none other than Mini Minter. Mini, how you doing, man? You a little bit nervous?
Hey Ash, I'm doing good right now. I am a little bit nervous. You can't shake those nerves off every day, but you know, we should be able to get through.
Yeah, dude. I mean, these guys look like pretty good players. They're all in the 39 through... Actually, you're the lowest in trophies right now, but the 39 through, like, 4,300 trophies. So, basically, they're not, like, fresh out of a training camp. So, it should be pretty cool. We have F-Dart. We have Rect had to go because his mom said he had to get off the device, so rip. And we have Gabe and Absolute Zero. So we're going to go ahead and play these guys. You're going to play these guys. And then you're going to give some advice after the match, assuming that you win, on what they could have done differently and maybe some deck suggestions. So let's hop right into it. You ready, Minnie?
I'm ready. Let's do this, man.
All right, here we go. We are inside the match. So, guys, when we start out here, just want to let you all know that I got over 250, as of last night, emails asking to be on this series. If you guys like this series, let me know. Make sure you view it, and that will tell me that you guys are interested in it. And then we'll do more and more and more of these. Hopefully, we'll just do that one sign up, and we'll allow as many of you guys as possible to partake in it. So you're playing? Are you gonna play the same deck every time, Minnie, or?
No, I'm gonna switch things up a bit because I don't want to get counter decked and lose. Well, not that easily.
Yep, so it looks like your Mini P.E.K.K.A. just barely does not make contact there. You're going to go ahead and zap and use bats against that that Goblin Barrel. So it looks like F-Dart is playing bait.
Yep, this isn't really the ideal matchup for the balloon deck that I'm running right now.
Oh, you're running the balloon deck, huh?
I am running the balloon deck.
Do you like this deck?
Yeah, I'm pretty good with Balloon Miner, as that one deck I made in the last meta. So, yeah, I really like it, and I can definitely get through this if I just play it correctly.
Okay, cool.
But it's definitely not going to be an easy matchup.
So going into a matchup like this, are you going to save your bats for Goblin Barrel every time?
Yeah, I'm going to go with bats and zap, and if I have to, I'll tank the princess from the bridge to not kill my bats while I'm defending the barrel. Yeah, I'm going to have to Mega Minion this Golem game because I have my Ice Golem out of cycle, and that's going to get one stab.
Do anything strike you so far about F-Dart's play that is either good or bad?
She's playing decently well, I would say, right now. He hasn't made any mistakes just yet. And here I'm just going to bat. I don't have the zap and cycle. So let's fireball that princess before it takes out my bats. Never mind.
Just in the nick of time. All right.
Yep. All right. So I would Mini P.E.K.K.A. in the back left for the oncoming knight, but he's going to do that. So I'm just going to play it up there, and he also can't rocket it. He's going to do a princess there. I'm going to go with Ice Golem and Miner to get chip damage because I can't really put down a loon right now. Right here, I'm going to bats and save my zap for an Inferno or a rocket. He's going to choose to rocket. Smart choice. That's going to take out the Goblin Gate mostly. Hopefully, not much, but that's the best we could hope for from that scenario. We're going to take out the Knight with the Mini P.E.K.K.A. And we're going to go in with Ice Golem and a Miner again. Actually, I'm going to fireball that. I can't really afford much more damage, and we're still going to go with Miner and then a Zap if we can. Please take out that Princess. No. Alright. Oh, wow, the Ice Golem didn't even get the splash on the tower. That's really bad.
He's playing pretty well so far.
Yeah, he's doing really well. Good job after putting up good fight right now. Here I'm gonna try and conserve my bat's life, and here I'm gonna go in with a Miner and a fireball. Oh, I need to start switching to my Miner spot. I put in the front twice in a row. That was bad on my part.
Ooh.
All right, he rocketed. That's a bold move.
He's going for it.
He's going all in.
Yeah.
Alright, speaking of... Oh.
Do you think that...
Oh.
Oh, man.
That horrible play.
You don't like the preemptive Inferno?
I do not like it at all.
Do you think that lost him the game?
That lost him the game right there.
Oh, man. Oh, he almost had... I thought he had you for a second there, Mini. I thought he had you.
I thought he had me too. I was just gambling with that all in, but he just gave me the game with that pre-Inferno.
All right.
If he put in the middle, that would have been good. But yeah.
And if you're looking at his deck, he's playing like the classic bait version of the deck. So there's really no deck suggestions that you would give him. It's pretty much the same. Do you think, looking at his gameplay without having to rewatch that, because it was pretty textbook, do you think he made any mistakes other than just the like you said, just the Inferno Tower at the end there?
His play was pretty flawless until like the end there, where he put the Goblin Barrel and a Rocket. I would have probably gone with a Hidden Barrel.
Okay.
But if I went with the barrel first, I definitely wouldn't have Rocket. First of all, I wouldn't have gone in value with the Rocket, except those bats, but it had already taken out his barrel. And it was also a huge waste of elixir, and it didn't win in the game. He had to cycle back and like survive my all-in push that I was going to do if he hadn't like wasted his Inferno. But yeah, other than that, he played a really good game.
Yeah, that was really close. I thought, like I said, I thought that all he had to do once he went with a Rocket there is defend at that point. But I think that maybe the preemptive move on that Inferno was, you could see where his thought process was. He knew you were going to rush him. He just didn't expect you would go opposite lane after he dropped the Inferno preemptively like that. So, man, just sometimes it comes down to one little mistake or one big mistake, and that's the difference, especially when you look at pro players. So you're going to be playing Gabe next, so hop in when you're ready, man.
All right, yeah. I also just realized that I hit the balloon until the last, so he didn't really expect the balloon. So that was really unfortunate on his part.
Well, he rocketed it early. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. I used it once before. Yeah.
But you did hide it pretty late in. Okay, so you're playing Gabe X, by the way. A huge shout out to these subscribers who are coming on to play the pro player, and to you too, because it's not easy, because your reputation is kind of a little bit well, I don't want to overstate it, but you're going against like, non-pro players, and at the same time they're going against a pro, so it's definitely both sides deserve a lot of kudos in my book. And look at this guy. Gabe is playing a very off-meta deck with a giant skeleton and a witch starting out. You're playing the Loon deck, I see.
I love playing Loon, man. Loon is amazing. Alright, we're just gonna zap that so it doesn't get to my tower.
What do you think of Giant Skeleton in the meta? Obviously, it's not like a tier 1 meta card at all, but do you think it's kind of underrated? Do you think it has a spot, or no?
In certain decks, maybe, but I don't really see it as that good of a card as it can be shut down so easily. Unless you don't have the right cards to defend it.
Okay, so what's this deck you're playing here? Tell us a little bit about it.
Here, I'm playing the deck that I invented last season, but with P.E.K.K.A. instead of Knight.
Okay. A little bit heavier, a little bit more of a control variation.
Yep.
So are you going to save the P.E.K.K.A. for the Giant Skeleton, or not even worry about the Giant Skeleton too much?
I'm probably going to use the P.E.K.K.A. on the Giant Skeleton eventually, but here it's going to kill my Executioner either way, so I'm just going to defend this push with an Executioner instead of having to waste the P.E.K.K.A. on it. Unless
so early
the
on here,
Giant Skeleton kills it, but no, we're good.
Cool. Early on here, obviously, he's playing a very unorthodox deck, which kudos to him for bringing it out. What do you see so far in his play that you're not liking, or you're seeing openings?
Well, I mean, he went for the same move twice, and it didn't work the first time, so I don't see why you would try it twice and expect a different outcome. Here I'm going to use the P.E.K.K.A. to kill the Executioner first and then distract the Giant Skelly.
Okay, so I see what you're saying. Basically, you had no problem playing the Witch combo with the P.E.K.K.A., but once you defend it pretty easily with the Tornado Executioner, you just gotta be, as the attacker, you have to kind of switch up your method a little bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing the same play twice, especially if somebody has 2 concrete counters against you.
So what you recommend him doing instead? His deck is still his deck. What should he have done?
He probably should have put a Giant Skeleton in the back or an Exe in the back, to be honest. The Witch is good, but you want to cycle back to your tank as fast as possible in these games. So, you could potentially at one point get 2 of them down at the same time.
All right. So that was a good there was a good try by him, certainly, but there was maybe a few. How about that deck that he was playing? Maybe talk a little bit about that.
Don't like the deck at all, especially considering it has minor and like no spell like fireball, poison, or maybe even a lightning or rocket. But it's just not a good deck. I don't see how you can really win with it that much unless your opponent like messes up really bad.
So let's say you wanted to play like giant. Let's say you wanted to play giant skeleton, minor, witch in the same deck. What would you do with the rest of the cards to make it more? Synergize a little bit better together. Like, what would be a better version of this deck using the same kind
Well, I'd probably keep the Executioner and take out the Witch and put in the Tornado for the Witch, and probably put Poison instead of the Zap, and an Ice Spirit instead of the Fire Spirits, and probably Minions instead of the Skarmy.
Okay, and then what would your main attack be, line of attack in that situation?
So I'd probably counter push with a giant X8 and then probably giant skeleton and then minor poison.
Okay. And as far as his gameplay goes, it didn't look like he made any huge mistakes other than just kind of trying the same thing even though it wasn't working. Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. He didn't like mess up anything on defense. He just couldn't get through. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and obviously when you're playing P.E.K.K.A. and he's playing a deck like that, what are his options in terms of trying to stop your P.E.K.K.A.? I mean, obviously, he has Skarmy, but you also have Zap. So that's kind of a difficult matchup for him in that regard. I think maybe if he had that Tornado, it would buy him a little extra time to combo with a Witch or something like that.
Yeah, there was just like no way to get through for him at all. I could stop.
Yeah.
His whole deck was that one P.E.K.K.A.
Yeah.
And there was no way for him to take it out quick.
Pretty much.
So.
Okay, well, huge shout out to Gabe X. Thanks again for coming into this series, Gabe. Now it's time for Absolute Zero.
Let's go.
So what's your third deck today going to be, Mini?
Logbait.
Logbait. All right. So it's interesting. So far, we've seen a subscriber using a pretty meta deck, and then we followed it up with a really off meta deck. So let's see what Absolute Zero does. He starts out cycling, skeletons, and knight in the back. Hey, he could be playing the same deck, or maybe hog.
I'm gonna guess hog.
Yeah, looks like a hog cycle to me. We'll see.
Ooh, that's not good for bait.
I know. Look at that. This could be your first loss, Mini.
No,
oh
man.
Wow, mortar cycle.
Matchup. Why'd you do this?
Hey, you're the pro. You can overcome it.
Hopefully. All right, that's gonna get damage on there. All right, and we're gonna be leading. That's not getting another.
Ooh. Hacks. Absolute Zero's a hacker.
Yeah, he cheated.
My subscribers are just so good, Minnie. You can't stop them. They got all that.
Apparently not.
Extra moves. All right, so going against a mortar deck as a bait player, what's your mentality here? What are you focusing on?
I need to take that mortar down, like in every scenario possible. Like
Okay.
That.
So you're not gonna be afraid to be super aggressive. Hence the Inferno Tower right at the bridge. You just need to get it down.
I mean, if he tanks it with a Knight and Ice Spirit and Archers, he can take it out, so I don't want to be too aggressive. Plus, he also has, like, really cheap counters to all of my pushes, so I gotta play defensively.
Okay.
Let's try and juke him. He's already got Mortar back in cycle.
Ooh.
Alright, we're gonna Inferno that again since he wasted his Ice Spirit.
I like how you're keeping track of all his counters and cards. Like, what cards are you keeping most track of in his hand? Arrows.
His arrows, his log, and his Ice Spirit right now.
Okay. Is that basically the highest number of cards that you're going to keep track of your opponent at the same time? 3?
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, he saw that hidden barrel, so that wasn't good. That mortar's gonna get some damage on the tower. He's giving me a lot of log value. Alright, that's gonna get one more shop. Yep.
Okay. So at this... Okay, forget it.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna Inferno that since he just wasted his Ice Spirit. Alright, he's gonna have to use the log there. All right, good. He wasted his knight and his log. That's really good. Let's go. He doesn't have arrows back in cycle right now. 2 cards away from it. Oh.
It's a fast deck, man. All right.
Yep, really fast deck. This is probably one of the biggest counters to bait. All right, he has his Ice Spirit back, and I'm just gonna rocket that, not risk any damage. It's a bad elixir trade.
I was going to ask you that actually earlier. Is in a matchup like this, are you afraid of rocketing mortar? I guess the answer is no. Is that something that you'd reserve for double elixir time?
Yeah, definitely when I can keep up with his elixir, and not in single elixir when he can just overwhelm me.
Arrows.
All right, I just need to keep on get. Oh, you put skeletons, and now I can log. That's a very bad play.
Oh.
You have.
So yeah, he tried to block your princess because he didn't want to get into mortar chip range. Now he is in mortar chip range, I guess. So all you have to do is defend here, and you win.
Yep, and I have rocket in that game. That cost him the game. In a matchup like that, where you have to rely on keeping pressure to not lose the game, he did the opposite and put a defensive mortar, which lost him the game.
Okay, so let's talk about. There's a lot to talk about, I feel, in that match. Do you want to just watch it and maybe double time real quick?
Yeah, sure. Let's go. I'm at 3 minutes.
All right.
Tell me when you want to go.
3, 2,
3,
1. Play.
Go.
Double time. All right. Yeah. So speak mostly about what he could have done differently each step along the way. So kind of look at this from his point of view instead of yours.
All right. So there he logged my Golem Barrel, which is concrete play. There he's playing really well right now. Probably wouldn't change his plays at all right now. Here he used a knight. I would have definitely just gone with Ice Spirit and skeletons. Even though the princess was still there, I would have waited it for it to lock onto the other tower and then Ice Spirit and skeletons instead of wasting my knight on that. Here he's just playing really good. There, it was kind of a misplay on my part because I wanted the Ice Spirit to die, but I mistimed it by like half a second there, and I could have risked getting a lot of damage on my tower if he put troops to take out the Inferno.
I'm going to pause at 1 minute when we get there, okay?
All right. 3, 2, 1. Pause.
Okay, so far into the match, when we're going up against double elixir time, tell us a little bit about Absolute Zeros. You said he's been playing pretty flawlessly, but now he knows that you're countering him with the Inferno Tower. So I think that you mentioned from here on out when we were actually playing the match that he should have been saving his Ice Spirit for the Inferno Tower. So do you think that was a mistake looking back?
On his part, yes. But I also knew that if he had it in a cycle, I was going to preemptive log when I put the Inferno down just to not risk getting it frozen. But yeah, if I was him, I definitely would have put the Ice Spirit with the mortar and then probably Knight or Archers with it.
Okay, let's keep going in double speed until we get to 1 minute, to overtime. So 3,
All right.
2,
3,
1,
2,
play.
Go. Alright. Here, just defending my Inferno and taking out my Princess. There, I put a hidden barrel and he caught it really. He read it with the arrows. There, she's just giving me a lot of log value, and it worked out for him because he got like 3 mortar shots, but it still was a lot of log value, and then kind of lost him the game. And there, he also wasted his Ice Spirit. We're pausing in overtime, right?
Yep, we'll pause right now. Okay, yeah, just to kind of catch. Let's go. Let's 3, 2, 1, play it, but let's keep it at 1 time speed. 3,
All right,
2,
3,
1,
2, 1, go.
Play. Yeah. So you're saying he's giving you a lot of log value. So him knowing that you have log, knowing your deck at this point, would you advise him to play the archers maybe closer to the center of the arena near the river?
Yeah, definitely play them away from the mortar and the tower, so I can't hit all 3 of those targets, the mortar, the archers, and the tower, to give me a lot of value. There, he probably should have stopped my knight with archers, and at least he couldn't like waste his mortar health taking them out. Here, he used arrows for it. I would have used a log because it was just a cheaper trade. There, yeah, that's where he messed up with
So he should have played knight there, not mortar.
Yep, knight or archers there would have definitely changed the outcome of the game, or like prolonged his survival.
crazy how a game can just come down ultimately to that one move, you know? And then you had Rocket back in rotation, and that was basically it. So now, man, I mean, looking back, you won 3-0, so congratulations. I think that because you're 3-0, we'll keep you the pro on the Beat the Subs. And then if you lose to anybody, we'll replace you at the end of that episode. Does that sound cool to you?
That sounds like a great idea. The stakes are so high. I
know. I mean, hey, you're on a roll here. But honestly, so what one of those matchups did you think was the worst? I mean, I'm sorry, the worst. What was the toughest for you? The first one?
Toughest for me, I would have, I'd probably say the first one and the third one. I mean, they all came down to like one misplay at the end by the opponent. So.
Yeah, man, I think that's kind of the thing that, you know, the end of the day, I think that this is really fun to do, first of all. So thank you to you, and thank you so much to F-Dart, Gabe, and Absolute Zero. And sorry to Wrecked about your parents. Wrecked. But on a serious note, overall, if you look at any of these three players, if you just had one final takeaway from each one of them, just starting with F-Dart, what would you say to just like a little word of advice before we let you go?
Don't anticipate a balloon with an Inferno Tower on one whole lane.
Okay, so just no anticipatory big defensive moves like that.
Yeah, no anticipatory Infernos like next to the edge of the map.
Just a quick follow-up question. Just a quick follow-up question. Is it ever okay to do an early defensive structure, such as an Inferno Tower when you see a Golem, but you don't have anything else? An Inferno Tower or a Golem. An Inferno Tower or a Golem when you don't have anything else, for example, to play obvious. When they drop one, like say it's still a ways from the bridge, is it ever okay to do an anticipatory defensive placement like that?
Well, if you're playing a Golem or like a Giant player, they're most likely going to have Lightning. And with Lightning, it takes 2 shots from those big troops to take it out. And if you play it early, the timer and health is going to go down, and the Lightning is going to be able to like one-shot the Inferno. But you could be smart and cycle back to another Inferno once they wish their Lightning on your old one. So it depends on
your deck,
if you're in double, and if you're in double elixir or not.
Good advice there. Good advice. How about for Gabe X? He's the Giant Skeleton player.
Gabe X, I'd recommend to take out that Witch and put a Tornado in there and put a Poison instead of that Zap, and Ice Spirit instead of Fire Spirits, and Minions instead of the Skarmy. I just wasn't much of a fan of that deck at all. It had like no win condition.
Yeah, it was basically the deck that hurt him the most. It wasn't bad play, but more so the deck selection. That's why the importance of having a nice, well-balanced deck can really shine in that example.
Yeah.
Absolute Zero, and I mean, he was pretty good too. What do you think?
He played perfectly until that last mortar. So I just say, for him, I'd probably try out Expo because he's obviously like a good Siege player, except for the fact where he put that mortar in the end in the back that cost him.
Okay. And what about, he said in the chat here, I knew I should have started cycling sooner. Do you think that's accurate, or do you think that there wasn't a problem with his cycle? It was just that one play?
I think he means cycling rockets, which probably would have helped him since he was like he had a cheaper cycle than me, and he was only down like 300 damage, so that could have turned the end of the game for him. He could have won if he rocketed the cycle to me out.
All right, cool, man. Well, hey, I think that hopefully all these players will hear this and really enjoy the tips and advice, and I hope they enjoyed playing you as well. Congratulations on the clean sweep, Mini, and thanks a lot for doing this, man. Do you have any shout-outs, anything like that before we let you go?
No self-promotion today. I'm in good mood. Just up to Ash, guys.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right. Well, Minnie, thank you so much. And huge shout out to F-Dart. You can see his profile right here. Huge shout out to Wrecked, even though he couldn't play, unfortunately. Huge shout out to Gabe X. Thank you so much for playing, Gabe. You can see his profile right here. And last but not least, Absolute Zero playing with that mortar cycle. So huge shout out to my subscribers and to all of my subscribers. Hopefully we can get more of you guys involved in the series as time progresses. So guys, huge shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. Make sure you check out him and follow him on social media in the description below. Guys, thanks so much for watching. And as always, take care, guys.